What's going on, you guys? This is Ryan here, and this is the long-awaited review of the Huawei Y6 phone. Let's get to it. So this is the box, and this is the Y6 phone. This is the Y version of the Huawei Y6. And to start, it has a 5-inch display with 720 by 1280 pixel resolution, and it's pretty good for texting and watching videos at 720p on YouTube especially. Anything higher than that, it does tend to lag, depending also on your Wi-Fi. Let's see, what else? It has an 8 megapixel camera on the back and a 2 megapixel front-facing camera on the front. And it also has a variety of special effects when you take photos. For example, there's like a beauty mode, and let me see if I can just make the brightness a bit brighter for you so you guys can see. Well, okay, so there's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, settings, auto rotate, vibration, screenshot. For screenshots, you would press the screenshot itself, and then there's mobile data and so on, airplane mode, 4G. You can also edit. There's also something called the ultra battery mode. And what that does is basically it saves you ultra battery. It puts it in ultra battery mode, saving mode, and it leaves you with the essentials. Basically, your dialer, messaging, contacts, and that's it. Not even your Wi-Fi or anything. It's just the basic things, and it helps you save battery by a lot. If, for example, your battery is running low, this could come in handy. Let's see what else. So the camera, once again, it has like beauty mode, which you can actually change it, and like you can like just adjust to make it look like blemishes and stuff can be cleared, and you can adjust it. You just swipe, there's photo, video, and there's a time lapse. The video is pretty good quality, I think, for a phone like this, and at its price, it's pretty cheap. I got this from Fido for free on a 2-year contract, and yeah. So once again, it has a 5-inch display, and the battery has 2,200 milliamp hours, and that's enough for about a day and a half, depending on how much you use the phone. For me, that's actually quite enough battery to last me as long as I don't stay on the Wi-Fi and use Facebook or YouTube constantly. Then it's okay. It's actually manageable, and it will get me through the day and a half even if needed. So on to a little bit more of technical specifications. It runs an Android 5.1 Lollipop. You go to settings, and then you can go and hit where is it? Data accessibility, about the phone. Okay, so it has a EMUI 3.1 model number and so on. Android version is 5.1. Lollipop. There you go. You can just keep doing that. That's the Lollipop. And the dimensions of the phone is 143.5 times 72.1 times 8.5 millimeters. The weight is 155 grams, so it is really light. So for example, a size comparison to something like, okay, I don't have a size comparison. So the network and wireless connections, it does have LTE bands 2.4, 0.5, 0.7, 0.12, 17. It has LTE speeds up to 100 megabytes per second. And GSM, it supports 850/900/1800/1900 megahertz. And it also has a Bluetooth 4.0. SIM card type is actually a micro SIM. Now onto the back, you have your flash and your camera there. Plug-in is on the top. Nothing on the side, on the left side, it's on the right side. This is the power button, and then you have your volume rocker up and down on the right. One thing that I sort of haven't really been used to is that the buttons are on the right, whereas the volume rockers are usually on the left for the phones that I've had in the past. Another thing is that it has a striking similarity to the iPhone 6S. There are times when people outside of my home see this phone and the front of it and they think it's actually the iPhone 6, but really it is the Huawei, and it's much cheaper than the iPhone. Onto the back. The back lid is just a plastic. It feels okay, it's just plastic. I chose the white version because I really like white products. There's the battery for you, and here you have your micro SD card and your micro SIM that would go into it. And this is from Fido, so it isn't naturally a Fido SIM. It comes with, this phone comes with travel adapter and your USB data cable, which will charge your phone and transfer your files. Now the charger is a 5.0 volts to 1 amp. So it charges fairly quickly, about, well, depending on how much battery you use for the phone for the day. Takes approximately 6 hours for a full charge, like from 0 to 6 hours about to get a full charge. However, it does charge fairly quickly, and I haven't had any issues with it after using it for more than a month and a half now. Also, the CPU is a 1.1 gigahertz quad-core processor, which isn't the fastest, and it's not completely slow either. However, I wouldn't recommend this phone for playing video games, mostly for surfing YouTube, checking email, taking simple photos and videos. I have been using Flipagram on my phone and it seems to work fine. It also has this phone manager on it where you can just press it and then it will scan your phone, and basically it tries to optimize your phone's ability to run at its optimal speed and pace. Well, pretty much the same thing. You touch again and then it will say your phone is in great condition, peak condition, congrats. And then there's other things you can do. There's storage cleaner, a harassment filter which will filter out messages and certain people. There's power saving, traffic manager, notifications, app locks, drop zone management. Some of the things I think are not really necessary because I don't even use it that much. What else? So the battery, it says it can have a talk time up to 10 hours. I think the most I've ever talked is probably about maybe an hour max, like continuous, and the battery's okay. It boasts a standby time of 12.5 days. I don't know, I think it's probably more something close to 2.5 days based on what I use. I haven't really ever had it on standby for so long and not touch my phone, which I don't think is very realistic for anyone to just charge their phone and just leave it and never use it for 12 days. Connectivity is a 3.5 millimeter stereo audio jack, and it has a micro USB 2.0 port. Down here you have your mic for speaking into and your speaker on the left. Oh, I didn't close that properly. And there's your charger. Even the bottom looks like almost similar to the iPhone 6. The internal memory has 8 gigabytes and it is expandable to 32 gigabytes, a maximum of 32 gigabytes by way of memory card. most of the phones, most of the phone's memory is already used, like the software already used about 5 gigabytes. So really you have about 3 gigabytes of apps and storage. And if you want more than that, you can use your micro SD card to expand the memory. There are tools like mirror, flashlight, recorder, FM radio when you have it plugged in. There's downloads, backup to back up things, of course, and then weather, calculator, lock screen, the basics, and some not so essential apps that you can't get rid of, which is sort of annoying, but I'm okay with it. Now, would I recommend this phone for people? Overall, I think I would recommend this phone if you don't have a need for high-end product or flashy phone or whatnot. I did choose this phone because it is like Fido was like, this is basically the only phone that I found that didn't cost much or anything other than the 2-year contract. So, and it's white, and I really like white products. Probably said that already 3 times. And yeah, for basic usage, calling and everything, it's pretty okay. I guess the final thing I will do is just test out the what's it called? The sound of this. So just make sure the media's volume is there, and so yeah, that's the sound. It's pretty clear, and haven't had any issues with people on the other side of the phone hearing me. It's been fairly clear from what I've heard from other people who have been on the other side of the phone talking to me. So overall, I think this phone is pretty good, and compared to the higher end phones, this one is not quite as powerful as its other Huawei phones. But if you are on a budget or you like this phone and its design, I'd say go for it. And however, I will remind you that the storage sometimes can get a little bit tricky, trying to juggle photos and videos and apps, and then trying to see which apps are more essential to you or not. If that's something you want to be careful of, then you might want to consider another phone that has more memory capacity to store more apps and whatnot. For me, it is fine. I've been used to like sort of lower end phones. This is more of a mid-range phone, so it's not quite low end and it's not high end either. The sides now I'll also say the sides are actually like a metallic color, but it is plastic, so it's not like aluminum, which is sort of a deceiving look, but it does give it a good look, and it feels okay. It doesn't feel like it's cheap or whatever. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break. I've dropped this phone like twice already on the phone. Once at a gas station on concrete, and then another time I don't even remember. But it's okay. I wouldn't recommend throwing your phone at concrete, but yeah, I think that's about all I will say. Keep those recommendations and tips, I guess, in mind. And if you have any questions, comments about this phone, anything you'd like me to include in future reviews for phones, or if you have any more questions about this phone in particular, leave a comment below. And be sure to subscribe and share this video, and like and comment if you have any comments. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.